Hi Soul Fam, happy Monday and happy full moon. If you are seeing this on Monday, if you're seeing it later in the week, happy full moon energy because it will still be hanging out with us for the next couple of days. If we haven't met before, I'm Frances. If we have met before, hello again. Welcome back to this channel. I'm so excited to be connected with you for our tarot card reading this week and every single Monday. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and share with someone who you think would love it or receive from it or learn from it or anything at all. And when something resonates with you, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that really helps me out. And it's also really cool for me to see like, oh, there's someone out there. Someone is out here watching this, which is always amazing. And if you ever want to leave any questions or how this resonated with you in the comments, I love to read that as well. So without further ado, let's dive in to our reading for this week. Working in the light and the highest for everyone here's greatest good and deepest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed and protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team and each and every person welcoming their team forward. Okay. A lot of really earthy energy here this week. It's like a deep, whatever this feeling is, like it's really intense, not intense bad, just yeah, like earth, like that's really just what it feels like, earth energy. Okay, let's see, what do we need to know this week? Anything you'd like to share through the channel before we begin? They're like, nope, let's dive in. Okay, maybe as I'm pulling they'll share something, but let's see here. This week, this full moon, even like this Mercury retrograde, this time. They're saying this time and space, understood. So kind of like everything we're experiencing right now energetically, ethereally, if that can be an adjective, astrologically. Okay, so starting with these two cards here. So first card, Five of Pentacles. Interesting. Ooh, and the Lovers. Okay, so I'll come back to the Lovers in a second. This card came up like probably about a month and a half ago. So we're going to check back in here with these themes. But this first card here, the Five of Pentacles, this is an interesting card. This is the card of, it's a little bit of a woe is me mentality. The way, and I want to highlight mentality, Pentacles, logic. So a woe is me mentality, the way that we are thinking about things, the way that our triggers are hitting us. If you remember last week, we received guidance that wherever your emotional experiences are, if they're feeling challenging, the way to best move through those is actually by paying attention to your mental health, your inner critic, getting support from a therapist, a podcast, a book, something that can really support the brain. This week with Five of Pentacles energy, we are now in this feeling of, let's call a spade a spade. Some of us, myself included, I can raise my hand, did not complete the work from last week. So where we were triggered, we maybe identified, and we're like, oh, interesting. But then we didn't do anything about it. So we're kind of in this feeling of like, this sucks. Like, this is hard. This sucks. I know what the root is. I know what it's triggering, but like, why is this happening to me? Like, why am I having to experience? Like, it's very, sorry, there's something in this eye. It's very, I don't want to say this word, but this is what's coming in. Immature in a way. It's very, I'm blaming everything else. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming the situation. I'm blaming the outside. And while your emotions or your triggers or your feelings or your mental state or whatever it is might very well be triggered from the outside, it's your trigger. It's my trigger. This card, Five of Pentacles, is saying like, we can't stop our own healing because we're upset that there's something to heal. We can't get in the way of our own healing because we're upset that there's something to heal. There is help available to us. Five of Pentacles says like, there is help right here. if we could just accept the help and or identify where we need the help and then ask for the help and then let it actually help us, we won't be so stuck and we will be able to heal the things that are triggering us. Not only because we can do the work, but because we have the space to do the work, because we received the help, either the information on how to heal or the time and space because we delegated, and then we were able to actually turn inward and do our own healing work. Okay, so this week with Five of Pentacles, this is not a criticism like, oh, you're not doing your work. You very much are. You're here, you're listening, you're paying attention to what's coming up for you in the mind and the energy and the emotions in the body. But what I want you paying attention to is, where am I sinking too deeply into a woe is me? Like, this is happening to me. No, remember, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So if you are being triggered right now, this is highlighting areas or patterns or habits that are not working, that need a complete shift. And even with this full moon that we're coming into, or that we're in today, this is like radical change, completion of old cycles and coming into the new, right? Like, even in a really like radical way, like, what is the new way? And you'd be like, wait, that's crazy, I can't do that. No, this is. Maybe you're not going to put action this week because this is more about the completion and the identification and the letting go. But knowing what you need to do or want to do, that's what I want you to focus on this week. So where are you throwing a little pity party? How can you give love to that place of you that wants to be seen, right? A pity party, a woe is me mentality, that happens when we're not getting the understanding from other people, right? It's like, no one else is seeing how much I'm struggling, so I'm going to acknowledge that in myself. This sucks. This is like the worst. Wow, I feel so bad for me. That's a good thing, right? Compassion for self is great. Where it gets tricky is when we give it too much power. Because remember, it does not happen to you, it happens for you. So give yourself compassion. Wow, this is a shitty situation, pardon my French. Like, this sucks. And what is this showing me? Where do I need healing? Where can I ask for help in that healing? Either through getting information to help myself heal, receiving support to help myself heal, or receiving support so I can have more time. Sorry, it's going to go a few more times. Sorry, my coffee machine was turning off. Where can I receive help so that I can have more time and space to turn inward and heal my own wounds, understand my triggers, see what's going on, so that I can become so aware from this highlight, right? What is being highlighted for me in my triggers, in my mental state, in my pity party. What am I pity partying? What am I celebrating in that pity party? Those are the things that need to come to completion. They need to end. Something is not working there. We're not going to pity party forever. We're going to have that pity party. We're going to say, I'm so sorry. This is so hard. And let's turn this into a celebration party of what we are completing so we can come into a new age, maybe a radical new age, right? Of, oh my gosh, I actually get help every week. Oh my gosh, I actually have time for myself every week. That's crazy. No, it's not crazy. It just is different to what you're used to. So what you want to come, what you want to create, what you want to feel, these things might feel so far off right now. That's okay. You don't have to actually really be taking action just yet. If you want to, if you feel inspired to, great, go for it. But this week feels more like the identification. What needs to come to an end? What needs to change? Where am I limiting myself from moving forward because I'm stuck in this energy of feeling sorry for myself? Now, again, I want you to offer compassion and kindness and empathy to yourself where needed. And we can't let it get in the way of the healing and of the next steps and of what is coming forward, because you get to create that life for yourself. Only you can create the life you want. Only you can create the life you want for yourself. So if you're allowing yourself, and I'm talking to myself too, if we are allowing ourselves to get hung up in the, this is too hard, it's not working, we're never going to get that life we want. Instead, it's, oh, this is so hard. This is not working. This is triggering my inner child wounds. This is triggering all of these painful things that I've been experiencing. It feels so hard. It feels like everything is sticky and not moving. And I just feel so bad about myself right now. But this is happening for me. Okay. I know that I have so many places to be proud of in myself. I know that that little girl in me, all she really wants is to feel seen and validated. I see you. I validate you. What do you want? Guess what? You get to have it, little girl Frances. You do get to have it. I know it seems big and crazy, but guess what? Those are old stories. You live in a time where you can create that for yourself now, little girl Frances, adult Frances, current present moment Frances. What do you want? Nothing is off limits. I know it's hard. I know that sucked. I know no one else seems to understand you, but babe, you understand you. So that's really all we need, right? Cool. Okay, yeah, I understand myself. I understand where that was triggering me. I'm going to work on healing that, and I'm not going to get in my own way. What do I want? Okay, cool. I don't have to take action right now. I'm not going to get overwhelmed with the next steps, but I know what I want and I'm worthy of having it. And I can give myself grace and compassion and choose courage and choose bravery and choose radical action. Because radical action is not actually that radical. It's just following the path of alignment and the joy of what lights me up. Why is that radical? Why is that crazy? Because of conditioning, because of old stories, because of them. But I know this is not about them. This is about me. Okay? That is some powerful stuff. So I want you to sit and think about how that applies for you, where you're getting in your own way, where you're not accepting help, where you're not asking for help, where you're not betting on yourself because I can't, it's too hard. No, it didn't work before, so it won't. This is the week to close out the old cycles, to finish the chapter on the old stories. We're not giving it weight anymore, okay? And how you're going to best move through this is through the energy of the Lovers. Vulnerability. Honesty of your emotions, honesty of your desires, honesty of your pain points, honesty of where you need help. Letting people in, softening the wall in the heart. Letting people help you, letting yourself pour into others, pour into yourself. Freedom and flow in the heart space. Okay? And even a surrendering of control. If you would like to join me, I started this on Saturday, and now I love seeing these cards because I'm like, cool, this is supported in the energy. I am currently in a 1-week experiment with myself to see where I can 100% let go and let God. A full and complete surrender. I'm not going to try to control this. I give it to you. This is what I want, and I'm handing it up. I give it to you. I have seen some really cool things already. For example, yesterday morning, I had to be somewhere, and I wanted to make breakfast and make a coffee, but I didn't have time to do that. So I was like, you know what, it's okay. I'll just grab something when I'm out. The second I get there, someone was in a camper van making pancakes. Hey, do you want a pancake? Yes, please. Thank you. And normally I'd be like, oh no, don't worry about it. But I was like, yes, please. Okay, breakfast, check. Then about 5 minutes later, a family member was like, hey, I'm going over to the little snack bar. Do you need anything? I was like, I would love a coffee. Thank you so much. Coffee, check. I didn't have to try. I didn't have to ask. I just accepted because I let it go. Okay, so for me, that was like a really cool example of this very sudden shift of coming into a place of receiving, of reception, of openness, of flow. Okay, so that, if you would like to join me, is a really fun thing I'm doing this week to come into this Lover's energy of surrender, of vulnerability, of allowing myself to declare my desires, to want what I want, to need what I need, but then give them to God, universe, spirit, source, and just see what happens. Okay, if you're like, not my vibe right now, that's okay. The other way to step into Lover's energy is to be open, vulnerable, honest with your feelings. Open, vulnerable, honest with your needs. Yeah, with those around you, but mostly with yourself. What do you need right now? What do you feel right now? What do you want right now? And how are you limiting yourself from feeling what you truly feel, from needing what you truly need, from wanting what you truly want? Where are your limitations of self? Where are the walls up? Where are you not allowing yourself to fully open and lean into your fullest expression? Because again, you're the only one getting in your own way. I'm the only one getting in my own way because of the walls, because of the fears, because of the blocks. We have to challenge ourselves to let it go, to let it fall away, to be seen. If we want to be seen, we have to allow ourselves to be seen. We have to allow ourselves to be seen if we want to be seen. So this week, I want you paying attention to where you are, again, limiting yourself, blocking yourself, not being the most full expression of self, not asking for what you want, not allowing yourself to want what you want all the way, and not trusting that you get to have what you want, even if it doesn't make sense. But you still get to have it. In whatever way universe is going to bring it to you, you get to have it. In whatever way you're going to create it for yourself, you get to have it. But if you are someone who is like, I'm going to make this happen, I love that energy. I think that effort is so important. And sometimes it can't be your way. So you can hold the vision of what you want. You can do everything you can. And you have to allow for outside help. You have to allow for the softening in the heart to want what you want, to feel what you're feeling, even in challenges and in celebration. Okay, there's so much coming through with this Lovers card. Now, the final piece here is if you are in a romantic relationship and or in a close partnership with someone, a roommate, a coworker, or something like that, your inner self, your highest self, right? I want you to think about when I ask this question, what comes up for you? Who is the person that right now you're in the closest relationship with, and or when they do something, it affects you the most? Who is that for you? Partner, friend, coworker, roommate, highest self, your own inner world, your inner child. Any of those things coming up for you. That relationship needs a little bit of care and tending to this week. Going back to Five of Pentacles, where is the pain point, the block, this isn't working in that relationship? And how can we give that attention this week? Okay, because the energy is open for that conversation to happen. Now, the way to approach this conversation, though, is not a you. It's a me. Not from a like selfish way, but from a I feel. I am struggling. This is hurting me. I feel pain. I feel unseen. And I understand that I've had my wall up to not really let you see me. I'm going to work to drop that wall, to drop that defense, to drop that whatever. And I'm really asking for your participation here in the resolution of this cycle we've been in. That's time to end. I'm going to be vulnerable and honest with myself and with you. This is how this is feeling. This is what's hurting. This is where I know I've played a part in this, and this is what I'm really hoping from you. That's a powerful conversation. It has to be, well, it doesn't have to be had this week. You have free will. You can do or not do whatever you want. But this is a lovely week to have that conversation. Now, be mindful though. Mercury is in retrograde. So communication might be off a little bit this week. So if you're like, I'm really feeling this Mercury retrograde, I don't want to have the conversation this week, but I'm going to get clear on what I want to say when Mercury goes direct, that's great as well. Mostly this Lovers card in relation to the other is having to do with you getting clear on how you're feeling and what you need and what you want to say and what you want to receive back. So again, whether you have this conversation or not this week, that's up to you. Personally, I probably will. However, I'm going to be really mindful that there might be some communication blocks. So how I'm going to have the conversation is important. I'm going to make sure that I'm having it at the right time. I'm going to make sure that I am very communicative of my own feelings without attacking the other. I'm going to be very mindful that there might be things misconstrued, so we need to give enough time and space for this conversation. It cannot be rushed because there might be some clarifications that need to be had. Maybe I'm going to write things down first so I can come with exactly what I want to say, not as a, oh, here's my list of how I'm going to attack you. No, but rather, here's my list of how I've been feeling. I wanted to write it down so that I could be clear and not get mixed up in, you know, whatever else is going on, right? So if you are choosing to have this conversation this week, please be mindful that some communication blocks might be coming in just because of where we are astrologically with this retrograde. However, it's a really beautiful time to be in that open, honest energy. And if you are like, I just don't want to have this conversation this week, that's okay, as long as you are having it. But I still encourage you to dive into this lover's homework of getting past your own blockages with yourself, going into those deep parts of your heart, of your mind, of your programming, of your patterning, and understanding where you've been holding yourself back, what limiting beliefs, this is kind of still that trickle over from last week, what limiting beliefs are getting in your own way, where you're not allowing yourself to ask for help or bet on yourself. And then also where you are stopping yourself from wanting what you want, from going after what you want. Okay? That was a lot from 2 cards. How's everyone feeling? I feel like this is really, really complete here, just because this was a lot to dive into. If you feel like that was a lot, I encourage you maybe to come back, you know, this evening, tomorrow, in a couple days, like with a pen and paper, and write down, you know, some action steps that you want to take with this. Whatever you're receiving right now, like the points where you're like, oh, that I want to pay attention to that, do that for the next day or two. And then again, feel free to come back with your pen and paper so you can write down the additional pieces that maybe you missed in this video the first time, because the super important stuff was being highlighted to you the first time you watched it. And now there's still some additional information coming for you as well. Okay. So let me know how you're feeling with this. Any questions or comments, I would love to read those in the comments below. If you feel called to donate to what I call the love jar, I will leave my PayPal donation link in the description box below. This helps me to show up with energy for you every week. So thank you so much for your generosity there. Every single penny is so well received and so appreciated. I see your name. I send you the biggest virtual hug. So thank you. Thank you. If you haven't already, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. If you would like to purchase this tarot card deck, the link to do so is in my description box below, as well as other links to online courses and free downloads and all the good stuff. Lastly, in September, I should have said this at the beginning, but that's okay. In September, I am hosting a Reiki 1 and a Reiki 2 training. It is virtual, available worldwide. I'll leave the details in the description box below, but if you have been wanting to start your Reiki journey as your own healer with Reiki 1, or starting to work with other people in Reiki 2, or even just, ooh, sorry about that, knocked the table, I got excited. Just a girl who talks with her hands. But if you would like to just receive Reiki for yourself, for you, for your own personal practice, your own deepening, all of the things, I would love to be your Reiki master. If you are already Reiki 1 and or Reiki 2 attuned, yes, you can have another attunement with another Reiki master. Everyone works with the energy differently, and so the way that I work might be different from the Reiki master that you originally received from. You receive the training, my manual, and also the attunement where you actually receive the energy. So if you are interested, I will leave all the details below. I am sending so much love. Have a beautiful week. Go slowly, be gentle, be kind, be honest, and I will see you again next time.